This is GM.
The brash and young Sacramento Kings are in their first playoff series since 1996, while the aging and mature Utah Jazz have reached the NBA Finals in each of the last 2 years. The Jazz came out of the gates hitting all their notes, giving the exuberant Kings their worst playoff loss in franchise history. The Kings tied it with a rough and tough style. They rode to victory on the back of Chris Webber. Overtime was next as Vlade Divac gave his team a 2-1 lead. Can the Kings make history? Next on ESPN. The NBA came to Sacramento 15 years ago, but there's never been a game here quite like this one. Tonight it will be Game 4 in the Western Conference opening round playoff series. The Utah Jazz and the Sacramento Kings. The Kings leading 2-1 can put away the defending two-time conference champions. 2 nights ago here in Sacramento, first home playoff game in 3 years for the Kings. With Utah up 4, Vlade Divac down low will find Jason Williams along the baseline for the jumper, pulling Sacramento within 2. Then Carmelo drives, rejected by Divac. 59 seconds left. Chris Webber with the miss. Rebound Divac. The reach-in foul, putting Divac on the line with 56 seconds left. He hits the free throws to tie it. And with it 77 all, Stockton to Howard Eisley for 3. No good. Long rebound directed back to Eisley, to Stockton, to Malone for the win with 3 seconds to go. No good. And we head into overtime in Game 3 at the Arco Arena. Then in OT, tied at 81. Divac over Malone. 83-81 Kings by 2. 10 seconds left. Brian Russell, the runner, no good. Comes to Todd Fuller. Divac has to foul him to prevent the easy basket. Fuller at the line. The crowd going crazy. Misses them both. Then with an 84-81 Utah, 3.3 seconds left. Stockton with a prayer, and it goes unanswered. The Sacramento Kings winning a home playoff game for the first time since moving here in 1985. They take a 2-1 game lead in this best-of-5 series, and they can wrap things up and send the Jazz packing with another victory at the Arco Arena tonight. Vlade Divac, 22 points and 14 rebounds to lead the way. It's a wild scene, a very young and excited Kings team against a veteran and on-the-ropes Utah Jazz team. It's the NBA on ESPN. Coming up next, the Arco Arena, Bob Picozzi along with Eric Clemens. It's the NBA here on ESPN. And Eric, whether this series ends tonight with Game 4 or on Sunday with Game 5, the winner will get a very rested Portland Trailblazers team.
A very tough Portland Trailblazer team because of this man, Brian Grant. He has really helped this ball club really all season long. Has taken his play to a new level this year, hitting big shots. There he is, 20 points and 10 rebounds as the Blazers complete their first round sweep of the Phoenix Suns by 10, 103-93. Taking a look at the Western Conference brackets now, and you can see the Blazers await the winner of what could be a hard-fought series here between the Kings, which the Kings have a chance, of course, to shut out or close out today before 17,317 here at Arco Arena. A big opportunity to beat the defending West Conference champions. Now the Detroit Pistons, they're staying alive tonight. They keep their first round playoff series alive with a 103-82 victory over the Hawks. They'll send that one back to Atlanta for the 5th and deciding game. This game between the Heat and Knicks, you saw earlier here on ESPN, was tied at 62 at one point, and you see what happened. Miami rolls over the Knicks to even that thing at 2 games apiece. They'll send it back to Miami to try to close it out. You can see a lot of double deuces, especially in that upper half of the Eastern Conference brackets. Miami, New York, and Atlanta, Detroit. The Pacers go ahead and sweep their series, and they await the winners.
So, Eric, 2 teams had a chance to end their series tonight and did not. Will the Sacramento Kings be the one to get the job done? Coming up next from Sacramento. Lineups, the usual suspects for the Jazz, the veteran team, Malone and Brian Russell up front. Greg Ostertag, who's been disappointing in the last two games in the middle. And the two veteran guards, Jeff Hornacek and John Stockton for Sacramento. Chris Webber and Corliss Williamson at the forwards. Vlade Divac, who's been terrific in the series at center. And in the backcourt, the young Colt Jason Williams and Tariq Abdul-Wahad. And this place is absolutely rocking, Eric.
Absolutely rocking. They have a chance to see something that hasn't happened here in Sacramento in a long time. In fact, the Kings franchise has not won a playoff series since way back in 1981. So the fans are ready to explode. But, hey, they were ready to explode in New York earlier today, too. And the Knicks could not get it done before the home crowd against the Miami Heat. Let's see if the trend continues. The Utah Jazz have been in this situation before. They're a veteran team.
And the tap controlled by Jason Williams. Glad you could join us here on ESPN. Bob Picozzi along with Eric Clemens. Game 4, best of 5, opening round in the West. Jeff Hornacek and the Jazz, of course, have been in the NBA Finals the last 2 years. And they find themselves facing elimination tonight. Jason Williams with the pull-up. Rebound pulled down by Greg Ostertag. John Stockton defended by Williams, and the pass is deflected out of bounds by Abdul-Wahad.
Well, one thing the Sacramento Kings have wanted to establish in this series was a little bit better play defensively, to really establish themselves as a physical and active unit defensively. Let's see how they come out. You know they're jacked up with this crowd behind them.
Shot clock winding down. Malone wanted to go inside to Russell, and he was defended beautifully by Corliss Williamson, and it's a turnover.
Russell struggling a bit. He twisted an ankle earlier in the series and has struggled with his shot of lately. He didn't even see that one coming from Carl.
Down on the low block, it comes to Webber. Hand off to Abdul-Wahad for the jumper. Rebound, Russell. He hands to Stockton, who's coming off a 1-for-9 shooting performance in Game 3. Back to Stockton. Gets by Williams, the runner. John Stockton is 37 years old. He's playing in his 151st playoff game tonight.
And that's the John Stockton you like to see, the one who comes off the dribble, goes down the lane, and makes things happen.
And Abdul-Wahad with the beautiful crossover dribble results in a trip to the free throw line.
Abdul-Wahad doesn't play a whole lot of minutes, but he can make things happen. Has a big body at 6'6". Nice little crossover dribble. Goes up against Ostertag and Malone and hits the back of the iron. Almost got that to fall. That would have been much to the chagrin of Jerry Sloan.
In the series, Abdul-Wahad now a perfect 5 for 5 from the free throw line. And he gets his team on the board. Jerry Sloan in his 11th year at the helm of the Jazz, 14th year overall as an NBA head coach. Stockton comes around the screen, receives the pass, returns to Hornacek for the left side jumper. Rebound, Russell in traffic. Feeds Ostertag, and as he goes up, he is fouled by Corliss Williamson, his first.
And just some nice hustle that time. Utah Jazz attacking the basket, making the extra pass, getting good looks at it. Had to foul Greg Ostertag in close that time, otherwise he'd have had an easy dunk.
Look at Chris Webber, who's been playing with a pain